Wow, a lot of people in this room and a lot of noise. How's everybody doing? And no one in the front row. Nobody in the front row. So if you're in the back, please come up front and have a seat. Good afternoon, and thank you for coming. My name is Rebecca Emmons. I'm the president of Impact 100. As you know, Impact 100 is a women's collective giving organization committed to improving Indian River County by changing our community in significant and meaningful ways. By pulling the $1,000 contributions of each of our members, we're able to give $100,000 transformational grants to local nonprofit organizations. Our organization is run by an all-volunteer group of dedicated women, but we do receive assistance from outside our membership. For example, the Indian River Community Foundation is instrumental to our organization's existence. The foundation provides guidance and oversight as well as administration of our money, which is held in a charitable fund at the foundation. Additional outside support is received from sponsors. For example, today's sponsor is the law firm of Rossway Swan, Tierney, Barry, and Lacey and Oliver, which I was hoping I would get through considering I'm a new partner there. If we're all quiet, including the press, nobody will find out about that. I do want to say on behalf of the firm that our attorneys are honored to be supporting Impact 100 and strongly believe that Impact's efforts are making a change for the good in our community. And I don't know about you, but personally, I'm very excited to be here today. Today's the day that we get to announce our finalists to the community at large. In preparing for today's speech, I thought about the process of announcing our finalists at a press conference. And it dawned on me that it was a bit like the Academy Awards. Just like the directors and actors of Hollywood anxiously await to see if their film is going to be nominated for Best Picture, or whether they have received a Best Actor nod, our grant applicants have anxiously been awaiting to hear if they have made it through our grant process to be named as a finalist. And then I thought, well, maybe it would be fun if I gave my own award out. And I started thinking about all the other categories that there are at the Academy Awards. Let's see, there's Best Animated Screenplay. Maybe Best Costume or Best Makeup. We have some really sophisticated women on our board that might deserve an award in there. But then I thought about all the time and effort and the amount of people that were involved and volunteered in our organization so that we can get to where we are today. And I thought, you know, that's really about direction and production of a lot of people. So the award that I want to give out today is for Best Direction in a Live Production or Otherwise. And this year's Oscar goes to Wanda Lincoln. This is Wanda's first nomination and first win. All joking aside, Wanda is the chair of our grants committee, and the gargantuan effort that she and her committee have put into getting us here today cannot be described. So, Wanda, if you come up and receive your award. I honestly didn't know about that. It was my way to introduce Wanda because she said that we need to make this a little more interesting. So that's what I came up with. So I wanted to thank you. So Wanda is going to give us a brief synopsis of our grants process and then talk a little bit about her committee.
Yeah, thanks. Well, it's my first Oscar, so I'm very nervous. Thank you. The grant process is really unique because of how many people are involved. It isn't just 2 or 3 people sitting in a room thinking, oh, I know those guys, so that's who it will be. We started in June, and we revised all of our, we revised the application, we stiffened the grant guidelines, and we were ready to go in August. And I remember saying to my committee, how long do you think March 4 is from now? And it seemed like a very long time. We started in a major way. We had our nonprofit information session, which I know some of you attended, and that was in September. And from there were the applications. How many of you had fun filling out your application? Yes. And those grants were submitted, and they're read very, very carefully, and very thoughtfully. And then the grant panels are formed right after the panel chairs. And I'd like the panel chairs to raise your hands. I know these are courageous women. Very courageous. Maybe I'll give an Oscar for that. These are the people who lead a panel of women to go through the grants and to go on site visits. It's no small task. This year we decided that there would be, for some of the visits, there would be members of the grant committee to go along, and we liked that. And we felt it was a more cohesive process. Then from out of those panels come recommendations for the strongest grants from the panels. And then there's another step, and that was yesterday. And yesterday what happened was a fantastic group of experienced women with Impact 100 form a leadership team. And in that leadership team, we hear a presenter. Some of the presenters are here for the grants. These are the women from those panels that feel particularly tied to a grant. They feel particularly committed to what it is that grant proposes to do, and they present to us. And that took all morning. And then in the afternoon, Lenora Ritchie, some of you know Lenora, facilitates, there were 16 of us. So she takes us through a process to winnow down to the best of the best, because grants, the only goal grants really has is to find the best grants out of those submitted so we can propose those grants to our membership. And that'll be proposed on April 20, which is our annual meeting. But before that, those of you who are in organizations know you have to fill out your little form, which goes in the annual meeting packet. And because some of our members can't attend the annual meeting, and they can vote by absentee. We really encourage all our members to attend, because there is something special that happens, I think, from just reading what that grant is, compared to when somebody really from your organization presents with the passion that all of you from your organizations have for the work that you are about to do. So that's the process, and today is the culmination of that process, because we have 7 grants moving forward. It's very, I would like to say that the grants committee had a pool about how many were, yes, and Brenda won one pool and I won the other pool. And the one thing about the grants pool is that you're actually a loser because you have to buy the wine. So I'm not sure how we got it that. But we try to have fun while we're doing all that hard work as well. So I want to introduce our grant committee, and if you'll just stand up, I know it's like embarrassing, but just do it anyway. Susie Locke is on our committee. Karen Mirsky handled all the volunteers, and Brenda Satruo did the nonprofit work. Amy Yacker did so much on revising all of the application this summer. And Denise Battaglini, Chris Denise. She handles the finance. So like she has the other half of my brain that I don't have. But that's the committee, and it's a great committee. We have panel chairs, and I want you just to stand up. I know it's embarrassing. Lori Harden, Cindy Gallant, Mary Ellen McCarthy, Stacy Golding, and Marty Evans. And these are the women, those are the courageous women that led the panels. It's a big job. It's also a fun job. So these are people who have done the work. Denise, do you want to just, you have some financial advisors here too. I want those recognized. Alice, yes. And I saw Susie.
Alice and Susie and Lori are here. Yeah, these are the women that did all the scrub of all your financial issues.
Yeah, a really important part of evaluating a grant are your financials, your overall financials, and how you present the financials of your grant. And we really feel very strongly that that's not everybody's cup of tea, or they don't have that skill set. So every panel has a financial advisor, and we're eternally grateful for them as well. So where did the process lead? It led right here to you being here. And Rebecca right now is going to introduce the finalists.
This is the fun part.
Yeah.
I'm going to announce them in alphabetical order, and if one representative from each organization can come up, you just have room for 7. So here we go. The nominees are Environmental Learning Center. The name of the project is Using Nature Therapy to Improve Human Wellness in the Environment, an application to enable the ELC to develop and implement nature-based therapeutic programs to those in Indian River County who have autism, developmental problems, mental illness, dementia, and Alzheimer's. Next is Harvest Food and Outreach Center, currently known as United Against Poverty.
Yeah, we kept going back and forth.
We do too.
We'll get used to it.
Project entitled Jumpstart Job Opportunities in Indian River County, an application to increase enrollment and capacity by 75% in their long-term employment development program in order to break the cycle of poverty. Next is the Humane Society of Vero Beach and Indian River County. Project SNIP, Spay Neuter Intervention Program, an application to fund a year-long rollout of a comprehensive program of targeted spay neuter in our county's less economically distressed or more economically distressed areas, which will establish our county as a national leader in responsible animal welfare. Next is Indian River Habitat for Humanity, Meadows Field is the project, an application which will enable Habitat to collaborate with the City of Fellsmere to establish a 25-acre park, which will include 2 soccer fields, a baseball field, a walking trail, and pavilion. Number 5 is the Learning Alliance. Project Moonshot Institute Literacy Learning Lab, an application to create a hub for innovative educators who want to be on the leading edge of designing classroom instructions of the 21st century, to include an intensive summer institute to launch the program and to develop dynamic and interdisciplinary curriculum. 6 is New Horizons of the Treasure Coast. Project, the Indian River Learning Center, an application for a project designed to teach and coach individuals to learn or relearn skills designed to help them live successfully in our community. And number 7 is Pelican Island Audubon Society. Project Finding the Inner Emily in All of Us, an application to expand their after-school program to 192 fifth graders, largely from underprivileged families in the South County schools, and to introduce a new Audubon Women's Outdoor program for mothers and guardians so they can gain knowledge to encourage their children to appreciate lagoon science.
Yay.
Our next speaker to wrap up today's presentation is our president-elect, Suzanne Bertman. I've gotten to know Suzanne very well over the past year because the president and president-elect work very closely together. So I'm excited to announce her, and I think we should all be excited as members of Impact 100 to know that she'll be leading us next year.
Well, first I want to congratulate all the people that are up here around me. I think I need to integrate you.
Oh, all right.
I had the pleasure of being the grants chair for a couple of years before Wanda, and I have to say that I have such an appreciation for every part of this, for the people, the grants chairs, the financial people, Wanda's group, the work they do, the work that you people do, because I understand what goes into that application process. We don't make it easy for you to get to this spot, but it's wonderful to see you try again. You know, we've always encouraged groups, if you don't win, to please use our visioning services and, you know, come back, because we're a small community. You have a real good chance of, you know, succeeding at some point. I just feel so privileged to be in Vero Beach. I was just reading an article about philanthropy, and it's amazing, you know, I mean, the number of people that work in nonprofits. It said it was more than the Defense Department in 1993. That's how many of our citizens care about, you know, helping our communities. And, you know, Vero Beach is a small town, but I think we are so blessed that we have people that are willing to do this work. And we have women who are willing to give money so that we can reward you for the work you do. And it makes all of us just have a wonderful community to live in. I am very pleased to tell you that this year again, we have over 400 members. So we will be giving 4 $100,000 awards. Yes, and that is absolutely thanks to Laura McDermott, our unbelievable membership person. And as I think many of you do know, any of the, you know, if we have whatever number of members we have, we give all of that money away. So we will have 4 $100,000 winners, and the residual money from this year's membership is then, you know, shared among the runners-up. So no one walks away empty-handed, we're happy to say. Anyway, we're just looking so forward to our annual meeting. I know you still have a lot of work to do with acquainting, you know, the community with your projects. For many years, I know that now the press helps a great deal by interviewing you and helping people in the community to even know more about your organization and your specific project this year. So I look forward to reading those articles over the next few weeks before we get to the annual meeting. And I just, you know, thank you again. Thank Rossway Swan for the wonderful sponsorship today, and good luck to all of you. Yes.